On Crack News, your boy Carcino. We're gathering more information about the subway in New York situation, so just bear with me, okay? Gathering information, which means it's still going on. But let's just talk about this saving yourself for marriage thing. I grew up with a girl who I know she went to Catholic school, so she didn't go to my school. But we lived close by. We were really close friends. I was in like 7th, 8th grade. She was like, and she was about like 6th grade when I known her. So she was like in 6th, 7th grade when I known her. Now, her whole thing was graduating and going to school where I was. You know, we talked on the phone all the time, and we became very good friends. A lot of people thought we were gonna sleep together, and I'd have been cool with that, but this girl was very adamant about saving herself for marriage. Then she had the time, date set when she was gonna actually get married. Had that set. She actually had it set as to when she was going to I'm sorry, but she had it set as to when she was going to actually, the age. So I believe she was 21 when she decided to get married. And when she had made the decision she was getting married, it was this other guy that liked her, who was around her age, and I called him Porsche. That was his nickname. I gave him a name Porsche because we moving in fast. I'm like, dude, you move in quick. You don't waste no time. But I knew that was the kind of guy she was never gonna marry. Now, I ain't saying I'm the one that was gonna end up marrying her. We could never. She's a Scorpio woman, so there was no way that was gonna work. Plus, she's too demanding and bossy. And there can only be one boss, and that's me. So that was never gonna work with us. But a lot of people thought that we would hook up, and that that'll be that. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Here's where it gets mad crazy. She decides to tell me, because I get invited to the wedding. That's when I knew about it. I didn't know nothing about this guy. She kept it from me. So now, here it is, she's getting married. And I'm like, okay, you're getting married, all right. Now I'm seeing what's happening. Okay, you're getting married. I'm putting it together. 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 together, whatever it may be. I'm putting it all together, and I'm like, okay, when I get there, I see, I'm like, well, who's this guy you're marrying? I don't know nothing about him. He's 7 to 8 years older than she is. Okay? And this is the guy she's been dating, and he's so nice. And I find out he's been married before. So I'm like, okay, you're 21, he's like 28. No, actually, I think he was 30 at that time. And she was just 21 and he was like 30. So I'm like, okay. He been married before and he's divorced. And then I was like, okay, I'll see him at the wedding, and then I'll find out everything at the wedding. I'm looking at the guy, and I'm saying, damn. I'm seeing this guy, and I'm like, this dude ain't shit. And I could tell a not shit individual just by basically looking at him. I looked at him, and I was just like, dude, you ain't shit. And I knew it right then and there. I knew exactly what he was and what he wasn't, and what he wasn't doing. So the problems ensued when they walked down the aisle and I saw him crying. Like, he was like wiping tears from his eyes. Then I saw him relax, like at the reception and stuff. He just started like being a whole different individual. He was getting around being himself. Once he got around people he knew, his boys and whatnot. And it's like, it looked like he was the father walking the daughter down the aisle. And they was like, nah, that's the husband. But women have to understand something. When you're saving yourself for marriage, and that's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, and you're blinded by the event rather than the actual person you're marrying, that is what's important more than anything. Saving yourself for marriage is one thing, but saving yourself just to throw it all away to somebody who ain't worth the shit, that's a bigger problem that you're setting for yourself. You're falling right into a trap where you will be stuck. No, I just knew it. So I didn't say nothing. I went to the wedding. Wedding was over. I mean, this is her bed. She got to lay in it. So I already knew the situation. But had she had talked to me beforehand, she'd have been schooled to the game. I'd have told her right away. I said, she's saving herself for marriage, and I'm quite sure she told him. And by telling him she's saving herself for marriage, he used that to his advantage and said, oh, I'll wait this out. I'll play the long game. But now, there's some people out there in this world right now today that would sleep with you. They would marry you just to sleep with you. You can sue them for whatever. They ain't got nothing. They don't care. This is a game. They're going to be the first to hit it. And they got to marry you to do it. They'll do it. And this is the kind of guy that'll do it. So I gave him a gift for marriage or whatever, or I gave him a check. I think for like $100 or something. Gave him like $100 check for the wedding. Or $50. I don't know what it was, but it must have been more than anybody else gave, because I got Christmas cards, I got Thanksgiving cards, I got everything after that. And then she finally called me and hit me up to talk. And she was like, so what did you think, the wedding? Thank you for coming by. So I said, how's married life? She said, well, it's different. It's tough. Like, yep, I bet it is. She's like, yeah, because I'm pregnant and I'm about to give birth. I said, oh, congratulations. Pregnant already. Wow, congratulations. And of course, that's what he wanted to do. See what I told her whole play, and I said, this is what he wanted. She was like, what? I was like, can I be blunt with you? She's like, yeah, go ahead. I said, he married you so he could fuck you. You want to be the first one to do it. I was like, some guys are low down like that. He's been married before, which means he fucked up before. And you got to look at that as well. A marriage ain't always one-sided. You think he wasn't the one to screw that up? I looked at him. He trust me. So he already been married and divorced. He knows what comes with that and what happened. So he went ahead and did that. And now he knows. Now he didn't hit it. The quest is over, but he's still married to you. So knowing you pay for everything. You control everything. So he gave you a baby. So now you can't chase behind him. Now you got to be at home with a baby. So you can't run behind him. Now he can get back to his activities. And he gonna go and start banging some other chicks while you still at home with the kids. Now he gonna be a little bit more disrespectful because now he can't. He's comfortable now. You're married. He got that ring on his finger. And oh, if you try to leave, oh, he's gonna come your money because you got money. You was always the smart person, business-wise. He ain't got shit. She didn't say nothing for 2 minutes. And I said, hello? Hello? She said, this is on me. I said, this is on you. She said, well, I'm married now. I got to work it out. This is what it is now. This is my life. I love my child, and hey, it's me and my child first, and he's third. I was like, all right. I'm glad to hear from you. Then I saw her one time on her mother's porch, but I didn't, come up to say hello or anything because I was too busy worried about me and was driving. So bruh, I wasn't finna marry that chick. Her parents would have loved if me and her got married. Are you kidding? When I was a kid in 6th grade, I kicked her ass. She was in 6th grade. I was in 7th grade. That was the last and only fight I ever had with a girl. Kicked her ass. And she was asking for it. I was like, I wasn't even trying to do it. We were kids. And I'm like, man, I was riding a bike and she threw a doggone stick in between the bike spokes and made me fall off the bike. I still didn't hit her. I grabbed her by the shoulder like, what are you doing? And she just started kicking me in the shin. She was mad because she wanted to ride the bike. I put up against the fence and smacked her. Bop, 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 bop. Threw on the ground, bloof. Kicked her in the butt, boof. Next thing you know, she ran up the street to her grandma. She ran to her grandma's house, and we called her grandma Ram Gram. Ram Gram came right out of there. Boom! Ram Gram's on the loose. So I'm like, uh-oh. Ram Gram. Ram Gram came, tried to tear us up. We were kids. We were running from Ram Gram. We thought it was fun. I was like, man, I ducked and hid. And the next day coming out of school, as soon as I walked past the house, Ram Gram caught me. I'm like, Ram Gram got me. So Ram Gram had me up there and had me and her talk. And she was, y'all shouldn't be fighting each other and this and that. I'm like, it was her. She kicked me in the shin. She threw a spoke in between the bike. And ever since then, me and her was best friends. The best of friends. And I used to joke with her. I'm like, see, I had to kick your butt for you to get your mind right. That's the first and only time I ever like fought a girl. I think I beat up my cousins like when we were wrestling and playing when we were kids, but other than that, you know, like a fight. With her, who knows? She probably did. But throwing a stick in between a bike spokes when I'm riding the bike to make me fall, that ain't the way to get my love and attention. That's the way to get yourself hurt. I'm trying to get canceled for talking about when I did when I was like 10, 11 years old. Okay. I'm gonna be, you animal! How dare you? But as the years went by, I lost contact with her. I might try to look up one day, see what's up. I got a bad habit of talking about people and then they just pop up. You ever had that? You know how the saying go, you talk people up? That's what that was. I talked people up. Now I remember her friend though. Her friend was cute. A little cute light-skinned girl I used to love. And she was the one I tried to help get a job at this one place. I'm like, oh man, you come here and get this job. I went there because she told me like, yeah, I'm looking to leave this job. Yeah, this job tripping, ain't paying nothing. I'm like, all right, bet. You know, I'm like, well, I just filled out application for this job. And they getting ready to hire. And she was like, cool, if you find out information, let me know. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm thinking she mean what she say. I don't take it as she's just trying to have conversation. She's just talking shit. I'm thinking, you know, I'm from the part where, you know, I say what I mean and mean what I say. So I'm like, all right, well, this is what it is. I'm hitting her up like, hey, you know, you got to respond now. And she thinking like I'm sweating her. I'm like, I'm calling you because they getting ready to, it's only for this weekend. You miss out, then you won't get the job. So I'm trying to contact you so you can go down there and apply for the job. Like, what is she talking about? I just went down there and did the whole application, the test and everything. They're hiring people. You said you wanted to go to a higher paying job. I'm like, oh my God. And she thinking like, she's like, he's sweating me. Oh my God. She called her. She's like, yeah, I heard about that. I'm like, what in the world is she doing? I'm like, she's so stupid. I'm trying to contact her so she can go down there and get the job. She's about to miss out. I'm like, that's what I get for trying to help. Nah, I don't want no parts of you. That's it. So, saving yourself marriage. It's a good thing. It's nothing bad about it, but you can't focus on the event and set like I gotta get married by 21. I gotta save myself and not sleep with anybody and do all that. That's fine. You can do all that. But focus on who you're actually marrying and what you're getting yourself into. That's more important than the events of I'm gonna graduate from high school, then college, then after I graduate from college, then I'm going to get married, then I'm going to have children. Focus more on what you're marrying, what you're getting yourself into. That is more important because that's for life. Life don't go by what your schedule is. It's okay to be organized and set things up, but now you can end up having a lifetime of nonsense and caught into madness because you're trying to plan and control every single aspect of life. So, lesson ended. I'm out.